Well, hello there, welcome back to another Pokemon Master video. Yes, another year, another anniversary. We are at 6-year anniversary. Unfortunately, I skipped a lot of days, so I don't actually have my my 6-year title. Or yeah, so 6-year title. I wonder who it would be, because normally it's not the poster child character, so it might be Gloria or Irida instead of Red, which would be cool. Well, regardless. Indeed. Before I really dig into 6-year anniversary, which, just spoiler alert, I got good things to say. A few bad things to say, but mostly good things to say. We have to talk about the previous year, kind of the state of the game previous year. And just so you know, this video is probably going to be like an hour long, so just strap in. I usually yap for a long time during videos like these. But yeah, so basically I do want to talk about the previous year in advance, or just to set up what we're kind of getting into this year, right? But before that, let's do some scouting. I already scouted for Red, so unlucky there. I am actually gonna scout for Carmine. She was released before anniversary, but obviously you never roll for characters like these because you wait for anniversary and then you see if you have enough gems to re-roll for the characters that but yeah, anyways, I like Carmine. I played the DLC for Pokemon Scarlet, and so I like Carmine. I'm gonna roll for her. I should have enough currency to be able to get Gloria and Irida. And if I don't, well, I'll just have to farm, I suppose. But let's start off the video rolling for Karma here. Haven't started rolling for it yet. Anyways, so 5th year anniversary, they added Arc Suit, and Arc Suit, I did not like Arc Suit because they changed the gacha. Again, I mentioned this before, but changing the gacha, in other words, making the gacha harder, is generally not something you want to do unless there's a really huge payoff, and in my opinion, the Arc Suit payoff wasn't that good. So yeah, there was many problems with the Arc Suit. Again, they raised it so that it's hard to pity the Arc Suit character. So instead of 400 scout points, which is like 132 rolls, it is 500 scout points, which is like 160 something rolls, right? So it's a few more rolls. It's a lot more rolls, and so that's why I say the Arc Suit is bad. Arc Suit is also bad because they're basically recycling character combinations. So they're recycling Cynthia with her Garchomp, and honestly, the Arc Suit outfits aren't that much different. And then also they introduced a new role into the game. The new role isn't bad, like the Arc role isn't bad. Or it's not the Arc role, it's the multi-role. The multi-role isn't that bad. The only problem with the multi-role is that you have to use your yellow 5-star candies, which is like the premium move candies that you have in the game, to upgrade those characters. So you either have to roll on the banner to get multiple copies of those characters, or you have to use your yellow candies, which again is your premium candy, and then your yellow candy can also be used to convert into Super Awakening candies, which makes those yellow candies, yellow 5-star candies even more valuable. What's Super Awaken, you ask? Super Awaken is another bad feature that they added last year. In other words, Super Awakening is to make specifically Poke Fairs better, because the addition of Master Suits and the addition of Arc Suits make it so that your Master Fairs aren't that good. They introduced a feature called Super Awakening to upgrade specifically Poke Fairs. Super Awaken, you can kind of see it as, it's basically more copies of the character making stronger. So normally in Pokemon Masters, having 5 copies of the character maxes the character out, but with Super Awakening, you can essentially get 5 more copies of the character. Not exactly copies, but in the sense copies of the character, in order to make them stronger. Super Awakening, in my opinion, was not good because it was really hard to get the materials to Super Awaken. As you can see, it's literally been, the first time I'm getting materials to upgrade is during anniversary, so that's not very good, right? But anyways, Super Awakening wasn't really good because, again, it's really, to me, like a pay-to-play thing. Like, if you're a free-to-play player or if you're a player that doesn't roll a lot, you're not going to be getting, the match to Super Awakening characters.
I'm Carmine, the student at Blueberry Academy. You're one of my grunts now. Got it?
Okay, I did not think that was the Carmine voice acting direction that they're gonna go with, but I'm not gonna complain. Another one, no, okay. Indeed, so I don't like Super Awakening. I haven't Super Awakened anything besides the Pikachu that they give you. How much more rolls do I have to do to get the other candy? I have to do 3 more multis. Yeah, you can fart off. And then they added I'm not gonna roll for Irida because I want to keep talking about stuff. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna just play the game. Another thing that they added was Academy. So they added like the Academy feature, in which basically you get a free character and then you can upgrade the character however you like. But the thing about Academy is that in order you can upgrade your free character. Indeed, you can upgrade your free character, but if you want to make them strong, you have to roll for specific characters, like Academy characters, in order to make a free character stronger. Because when you use the gacha characters in battle, those characters give you a special bonus so that you get more materials to upgrade your free character. So basically, it makes it so that if you're not using, or if you're not rolling for the new characters in the banner, it means that your free character is a lot weaker. So that's the issue about Academy. Again, it felt like another pay-to-play feature, another feature that you need to roll to get the most out of. Same thing with Arc Suit, Super Awakening, Academy. Again, all 3 of these features felt like you had to roll in order to get the good stuff. So it wasn't my favorite feature. And then they added gyms. So a gyms was a multiplayer feature in which, you know, a group of, or like 20 people can get together in a gym and then kind of collaborate to do certain challenges. The gym feature, in my opinion, was actually a good feature. There's like really no pay to play in it. Obviously, if you have a lot of like people who pay to play in your I guess gym, it's a good thing. But at the end of the day, gyms reward active players, in my opinion, not good players. And so as long as you're an active player and you do all the stuff in the game and you play actively, then you're able to get all the rewards in the gyms. Unfortunately, I was lucky enough to make a gym and have people come to it. Like, my gym constantly has 20 people, but we can never quite get the final S tier rewards, which is unfortunate because I mean, I would love to give the extra 500 gems to my people, the people in my gym who contribute every day, but unfortunately it's just quite difficult for me to find 20 people, or 20 active people. I guess just say 19 active people. I try to contribute as much as I can, but sometimes even the multiplayer things, I don't even work as hard as I could. So yeah, gym is a good feature. Again, it rewards activity, it does not reward pay to win. So I like that about the gyms. The final feature they added, which is almost like a 6-year anniversary feature. Like, I consider this more 6-year anniversary than 5-year, is Battle Tower. Battle Tower is a content that they added, basically just more content into the game, gives us more rewards. So rewards to increase our level cap, which I think is incredibly important, because that material, ever since it's been released, has been on the more difficult side to get, and so now we can get those rewards more easily, which is good. When I say rewards, I mean certificate of excellence and plaques of perfection to increase your character's level cap to make them stronger, so that all other content in the game, in other words, Battle Rally, you know, Champion Stadium, Legendary Gauntlet, Legendary Arena, the extreme battles are all easier. I made a video on Battle Tower, but I didn't like it, so I never posted it. But in other words, yeah, Battle Tower is a good feature in that you get a bunch of rewards, you get a bunch of match to upgrade your characters. my only worry that in my opinion, Battle Tower they added is true endgame content. Like, I literally do not see myself completing all of Battle Tower. Like, initially when Battle Tower released, I said that my goal was to get 500, to try to aim for 500 floors completed. I think 500 is way too difficult even on my account, and so I'll be happy if I can complete like 450. Like, if I can get 450, 400, I'll be happy, because I think some of these towers are going to be incredibly difficult for a player like me. Like, normal tower is going to be, I don't even think I can get 10 on normal tower. Things like bug tower, rock tower, is actually kind of difficult. Ground tower might actually be incredibly difficult as well, or I know ground tower is going to be incredibly difficult. Just because how this content is made, you need a good special attacker and you need a good physical attacker. So if your account, you only have one good special attacker, for let's say water, I only have I only have Mei, Neo Champion Mei, and Kyogre, but I don't have good physical attackers, then like I'm not gonna get far. So it really rewards players with a lot of different characters, a lot of different strong characters, of all different types. So yeah, Battle Tower is basically endgame content. It's like in Genshin Impact, they just added like Stygian Onslaught, which basically, if you're not pay to play, if you're not extreme play to play, you're not going to be able to complete. And in my opinion, I feel like Pasio Tower, I call it Battle Tower, but I guess it's called Pasio Tower. This is true endgame content. But at the end of the day, it's as a player like me, I can still get rewards out of it. And so yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, while it is endgame content and it worries me, it did increase the level cap, and I do get rewards, so it's not like the worst thing in the future. The worst feature in the game. Alright, anyways, let's actually get to 6-year anniversary. So from what I mentioned, 5th year was pretty bad in total, right? I didn't like Arc Suit, I didn't like Super Awaken, I didn't like Academy as much, and Battle Tower worries me. On the bright side, gyms in my opinion are good. Battle Tower does increase the level cap and there are rewards, so there's a few good aspects of this year, of the previous year. 6-year anniversary, honestly, the break or make it was right here. They decided to add a new banner for 6-year anniversary. Another thing that they added, I didn't mention before 6-year anniversary, was they added terrestrialization. And terrestrialization basically is power creep for characters. So they're introducing a lot of new characters which are power creep. So let's go with Carmine, who was the first Terra. How do I... Where does it... I thought there was... Oh, here. That's Terra. Okay. So basically Terra, what it is that basically it does two things, in my opinion. Terra is two things. Terra means that your Pokemon can be of any type. So now a Pokemon isn't limited to what type they are. They could be any type, or their moves can be any type. That's what I mean. So Carmine's a bad example because she started off as grass and she is still grass. But Kyron, he has a fighting move, right? He has a fighting move. And then Charizard, technically Mega Charizard X is Dragon, but now Charizard can use Dragon moves. Alright, and then this Hisuian Typhlosion can use poison moves. Wait, it's ghost moves. I lied. Wait, it does have a poison move. It does have poison moves. So basically, Terra means that a Pokemon now can use any type of move, which is good. And also, Terra means that the Pokemon has 6 moves instead of, or 5 normal moves instead of 4 normal moves. So normally you only have the 4 moves, but now Terra Pokemon get an additional move. So that's basically what Terra is. It basically means that the Pokemon has 5 moves, and it also can be any type. And obviously this is power creep because it makes it makes it so that 5 moves is better than 4 moves, so the character is more versatile. But also any type, not technically power creep, but it does mean that because your Pokemon can be any type, it means that you can use Pokemon on teams that initially might not make sense, but because they're Terra, they can be any type. So basically Terra, in my opinion, is a good feature. It's power creep, which again makes me worried. I don't like power creep because it means that the developers have an excuse to make more difficult content. for example, Pasio Towers, and it makes it so that it further separates the pay-to-play players and then the free-to-play or light spenders. Like, even though I've been playing this game for almost 6 years, technically 6 years, but like I skipped a few days, so in-game wise, not 6 years. But even though I've been playing for 6 years, I would not consider myself being able to complete end-game content, simply because it's pay-to-pay, it's pay-to-play. So again, they added a new feature. Which involves terrestrialization. Not sure if it's always going to be that case, but at least this anniversary they did. And again, last year they added a new banner and they made gacha harder. So this year I really needed to see if they were gonna do the same thing as they did last year. Were they gonna make gacha harder? So they added EX Master Fairs, and good news, gacha, they did not make it harder. So gacha, basically the rates are the same. However, they actually make gacha easier in the sense in that these new banners contain limited characters. They contain Pokefairs specifically. Limited characters can be special costume, can be variety, but those aren't included in here. It's just Pokefairs, which is good, which is very good. Basically, if you read, it says please note the Pokemon. It's the fourth paragraph down. Basically, again, Master Fair is still going to be 1% with 400 scout points. So basically, you need 132 rolls in order to pity a character, which is the same for other Master Fairs in the past. That being said, though, now these banners include Pokefair. So Pokefair, so instead of getting a standard 5-star, you can get a Pokefair 5-star instead, which is super good. Again, those characters are limited and a lot of them are very strong. Not only that, but they have a 2%. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I said instead of standard character, you can get a Pokefair. That's 2%. So basically, 1% you get your the rate up Master Fair, and then 2% could be any Pokefair. But added to 2%, 1% is between two specific Pokefair character. Now, what does it mean by that? So basically, again, it's still basically 9% you get a standard 5-star, and then 3% you get a limited 5-star. And then out of the 3%, 1% can be the rate up Master Fair, 1% can be the 2 select Pokefair, and then the other 1% is any other Pokefair. Specifically for the red banner, you can get Leon and Signasuit Leon and Signasuit Brandon at a 1%, and 1% split between the two. So basically, the rate for those characters are higher, but it includes all the Pokefairs. Now, of course, because it includes all the Pokefairs and there's so many Pokefairs, the rate is incredibly small. It's 1/100th of a percent. 1/100th of 1%. All right, so it's not very good. So you should not roll on these banners hoping to get your Signasuit Steven, right? But it's just nice that you have a chance of getting a Pokefair. Now the chance isn't high. I rolled on this red banner. I did 4 multis. I was able to get Anniversary 2025 red, but I didn't pull a Pokefair. So even though the rate up, even though the banner is good, they actually make it better so that you can roll Pokefairs. Don't bank on the fact that you will roll Pokefairs. And again, the rate up is for different banners. And so for this area up banner, we're gonna rate up Atticus and Roxy, Signasuit Roxy. And again, those characters might not be the best characters, but you get an opportunity to get limited Pokefairs. So anyways, they made the gacha easier, but also low-key, they made the presents also pretty good too. Normally for Pokefairs, there's only 5 tiers of presents when you do multis, but for EX Master Fairs, they give you extra. So you get a tier 6, tier 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if you do 12 multis, you actually get rewards. And again, you only need 13 multis and 2 rolls in order to get pity, right? For example, Kyron Master Fair. a normal Master Fair only has 5 presents. So that's another thing that might be glossed over. But yeah, the rate is better, but also the presents for your first 12 multis are also better. So yeah, I think that's a good feature. So that's the main thing. Honestly, that was the make or break of Anniversary. If they were successful in how they implemented this banner, I thought it would be a good anniversary, and they were. That's all they needed to do. They just needed to not mess up the banners, and all of a sudden I call it a good anniversary. Last year they messed up the banner, so I was forced to give a bad review, essentially. I'm gonna start rolling, but I'm also gonna continue talking, because they also are doing a lot more things. So not only for 6-year anniversary are they introducing a new banner, but they seem to also be increasing the amount of Poke Fairs we get. So previously, they also introduced this minor feature, which is the beginner's guide, in which, this gives 2 things, but I'll talk about the first thing right now. Guaranteed scout ticket. And then, so basically they're giving away free scout fair units. It's random, but they're giving them out for free. And this is really good because you have the opportunity of getting limited Poke Fairs. So they gave 5 of those tickets from the beginner's guide, and I was able to get a lot of how do I do this? I was able to get a lot of new 5 stars. Let's how do I? Yeah, I think that's fine. So basically, I was able to get Signet Suit May. I was able to get Elaine. I was able to get Signet Suit N. I was able to get Dexio. So a bunch of characters that I didn't have. So that's super good. Also recently they gave out a free Master Fair, and that was between the Johto trio of Chris, Ethan, and Lyra. Not only that, but for anniversary, if you do the event, you can also get a free Master Fair up to 2021, I believe it was, characters. So you can get N, you can get anniversary N, which with Reshiram. You can get anniversary Lily with Lunala, and you can get anniversary Steven with Shiny Rayquaza. Right, so those characters are pretty bad. Honestly, those characters have been power creep. They're not really good, especially Steven. Signet Suit Steven was never good in my opinion. Signet Suit N and or anniversary N. I call them Signet Suit, but they're anniversary. Anniversary Steven is useless. He's always been useless. Signet or anniversary N and Lily still have their use cases, especially Lily. I think Lily is really good in Legendary Gauntlet, simply because she has, I forgot the ability, but basically her attacks are unaffected by the abilities on the opponent's Pokemon, unless they have like special resist. But yeah, she's really good in cases like those. So you get another free Master Fair. So if you've been playing for like the last few months, you can get 2 free Master Fairs, which is super cool. The Johto one you select, that's over by the way. And the Steven N and Lily one is random. So those characters I all have at 3 out of 3 copies. I actually have Lily 5 out of 5 copies. So I hope I don't get Lily, because that would be kind of sad. But anyways, yeah, they're giving us a lot of free characters. They're giving, basically the thesis statement is they're giving us a lot of free limited characters, and those characters again are Poke Fair, also a few Master Fairs. So it's nice that they're giving us a lot of free limited characters, but again, this is kind of the consequence of them adding more difficult content. Them adding battle or Pasio Tower. Ooh, them adding Pasio Tower means that we'll let it talk.
My name is Irida. The world is vast, and I'm eager to learn a lot more about it.
So again, they added Pasio Tower, which means that they made the game more difficult because they added endgame content, and then what that means is that they have the excuse to add power creep, and kind of to make it friendlier to players. They're giving us a lot more limited, more powerful characters for free. That's the thesis statement. So again, that's why I say Pasio Tower worries me. But at the end of the day, if that means that we get more characters for free, I guess I can't complain too much, right? So we got Irida, and not gonna lie, I'm being quiet on purpose. There was someone just there was, again, right now I'm living in an apartment, and there's people around, and like there was just this person lingering around like right next to my door, so I like had to stop talking because I didn't want them to hear what I was saying. But we got Irida here. I have enough gems to roll for all the anniversary characters and Carmine, and out of all of them, I dislike Irida's outfit the most. Irida is going to be the most useful on my account because she's poison, and I'm lacking in a good poison character. That being said though, I think her outfit's kind of ugly. I think it's really ugly. I really don't like her outfit, but that's okay. And yeah, there we go. I rolled for Irida, and I rolled for Red, and I didn't get any Pokefairs. So that's what I'm saying. Even though, look, they made the banner better, you're probably not gonna get Pokefairs, but that doesn't mean that they upgraded the banner. And there you go. Also, you're wondering like, but in the beginning of the video, you were using Steven, or you were using Brandon with Larios. Well, that character I did get recently, but I got it from, there was like a ticket where you can get a free Pokefair out of like 6, and I got him. Why can't I see him? Initial 5-star. Why don't I see him? He should be around here somewhere because I got him recently. Did I get him recently? Huh. He's not here. Do I have? What? Where is he? Oh, he's down here because I fully maxed his level up. Oh, okay. So I guess I should do Sync Grid. There we go. That's a better view of, because I forgot I maxed some of them out. So yeah, anyways, I got him before actually, Champions League. Alright. Anyways, we went ahead and we got Carmine, and we got Irida, and yeah, I'm actually kind of done talking. I basically said what I need to say in this video. Should we do anything for fun? I guess I normally upgrade these characters on camera. I guess I should give a review of the characters. That would also be a good thing, huh? Okay, let me give a review of these characters. I am not, first off, outfit wise, it's okay. It's very similar in my opinion to Red's other outfits, like Neo Champion Red. Not a big fan. It's Charizard again. They keep reselling us Charizard. I'm not the biggest fan of Charizard. It's kind of like when something gets popular and like you hate it. That's kind of me with Charizard at this point. Like, I don't like, when it comes to the Kanto trio, I don't like anyone the most. I don't hate anyone the most. Like, I have basically the same feelings for all of Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. But they keep shoving Charizard down my throat, especially in Pokemon Masters and the TCG. So like, it makes me like Charizard a little bit less. But Red is pretty good. Basically, a lot of people get confused and like, wait a minute, this move is limited, this move is limited, this move is limited, this move is limited. So isn't he useless? No, his Terra move, his 5th move, his Terra move you can use as many times as you want. Note that it doesn't have any accuracy, which means that it always has 100% accuracy, which is pretty broken. Actually, his other, like, none of his moves have an accuracy because he always hits. So that's super nice. Again, I love characters that never miss. His first move basically just does a ton of damage, and it has a new physical move break effect, which means that the character just takes less or takes more physical damage, and also lowers defense by 6, which is nice. This move is interesting. It seems to do a lot of damage, especially have a lot of special move up next effect buffs, which I think is strong. You get them passively through some of his passives. His move, or his trainer move, makes it so they reduce the countdown, sync move countdown, and also raises special up next effect as well as sync. And it makes it so, and also applies the super effectiveness next. So if you use this before your treasured scale outrage, you're gonna be doing a ton of damage. And his Terra move, again, it just hits for a lot of damage. It increases your sync move and also charges. So basically, you can use a bunch of your other moves. One of the passive means that it like shifts to Terra, so basically that passive is nothing. This is the real passive. So basically, you fully raise your attack, you're always gonna crit, and then you increase your physical up next and special up next when you hit a move. And that's good because the more damage you do, the more special move up next effect you get, which is normally useless on a physical attacker, unless you have a move like this which can take advantage of it. Also, another character that takes advantage of is like Charon. He gets buffs when you have more physical up next, regardless. Dragon Aura Overflow and Living Legends Tuition basically makes it so that he summons Dragon Circle, and he summons Dragon Zone and Kanto Circle, which is very strong. It means that he's a little bit more self-sufficient. He can summon the zones. I upgraded him to 4 out of 5 because at 4 out of 5 you get to extend his Kanto Circle. Extension 5, by the way, which is better than Extension 3. And also he just does more damage. 5 out of 5. All these characters with 5 out of 5 sync grid means that they can reuse their buddy moves. I mean, obviously Red's buddy moves are super strong, but this one only does double damage. This one only does double damage when you have no sync buff, and then this one, it removes all your special up next effects, so you're gonna have to rebuild those. So not the best. So obviously I'm not gonna spend, or I shouldn't say obviously, I'm not gonna spend the extra candy for the extra stuff, but you could if you want. I don't think it's bad. Something I didn't mention is that he also raised the sync buff by 1 the first time he syncs. So if you think about it, Red is the first double or triple roll character, because you have the normal roll of strike, you have the EX roll of tech, but you also have the passive, which makes him give another sync buff, which is basically the EX roll of, or the roll of a special. So basically, when you sync with him for the first time, you get 2 buffs. You do extra damage from the tech, and then you do damage to all your opponents with strike, as long as you have him 6-star and you unlock his EX roll. So, or you unlock his potential, I should say. So yeah, he is the first one that has triple effects, which is fun. I mean, I guess you can say that he also does field, because he summons Dragon Zone when he syncs moves, and he summons Kanto Circle. Well, I guess only Dragon Zone. So basically, I guess you can say that he's 4 rolls. He just doesn't apply rebuff, and he doesn't speed the sync move countdown. So only 4 out of 6 rolls, unfortunately. The other character is Irida. I'm not gonna talk about Gloria. I think, in my opinion, Gloria, I like the outfit the most out of. I like her kit the most out of. I think her kit is very reminiscent of Neo Champion Blue. Neo Champion Blue has an incredible kit, and I think Gloria, Anniversary Gloria rivals Neo Champion's kit, which is exciting. In some cases she's a little bit better, in some cases she's a little bit worse, but she's very comparable to Neo Champion Blue. Irida is poison, which is nice. I'm gonna need a reminder on what she does. She does Super Potion, which is a little bit awkward. Red also has a useless move in my opinion in Protection. Protection is kind of a useless move, so Irida also kind of has a useless move in Super Potion. Not useless, but you know, it's not like the greatest. Her Terra move, which I'm going to start with here, apparently, it lowers defense and special defense. It leaves the target badly poisoned. And that's very strong. So basically you summon Irida, and with one move gauge you can poison everybody. Note that the accuracy isn't 100, so there is a chance you can miss. She can also raise an ally special attack, and she can also max out one ally special attack and crit, which you can use on herself or you can use on someone else. So again, just really strong here. Her ghost move is can only be activated when someone's poisoned, and then is doubled if they have a status condition, which is probably poison. Lowers accuracy by 3, which is super nice, and applies the special move break next effect. So basically the script with Irida is you probably want to use Terra Blast to poison, or you use Strength in Numbers first in order to buff your Irida. You Amethyst Terra Blast to poison all the enemies, and then you use Illusion Light Hex in order to apply the special break, a special move break effect, so that you do more damage. Also, you lower their accuracy, which is also nice. And then you sync, and then after sync, you have options of using your Graceful Hyper Beam, which I guess it applies the super effectiveness next effect if you don't have a sync buff. Oops, well, I guess you're using this after you're syncing, or I guess I'm using this after I'm syncing. And yeah, it actually does a lot of things if you don't have a move buff, which is strange because you're probably going to use Strength in Numbers, Amethyst Blast, and Light Hex. I guess you don't need to use Light Hex. You can always use this later on in the battle, but I like to apply the special move break effect early so that you get more value out of it. That being said, if you use Graceful Hyper Beam, you do reduce your sync move countdown. Oh, if you have a sync buff. Okay, so this move is actually good before and after syncing. So yeah, the script would be what I said. You use Strength in Numbers, you use Amethyst Terra Blast, you use Illusory Light Hex, and then you use Hyper Beams for a lot of damage. And then passive skills, you have the first one, which you can raise an ally's physical and special when attack is successful against opponent that's poison, and their sync as well. So I guess this is like a general buff that you can get on everybody, so everyone can get this effect as long as they hit someone who's poisoned. Soul Eating Space, Poison Zone when it attacks, essentially. And then Sinnoh Circle when enters battle. Also raise the sync buff by 1 the first time it syncs. So very similar to Red, if you sync, you get the extra sync move buff, which is good. Like, you generally want to start off a battle syncing with a support character, but now with Irida, or with Anniversary Irida, with Anniversary 2025 Red, as well as just a bunch of characters with the EX role of support, you want to sync with them first too. And yeah, that's kind of it. I'm kind of grasping for straws here because I never did a data mine analysis video of the new characters, but I did it there. Again, I talked about Gloria. I think she's really good. I think she's really strong. And there is another character. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but they are going to add another character later on this month for anniversary. So you can kind of see anniversary has 4 characters instead of 3. That last character I don't like. Yeah, I just don't like that character. They have, again, there's something about that character that I just don't like. I don't like that attack mechanic in this game. That's what I'll say. I don't like that attack mechanic in that game. Obviously, that new character is going to be strong because power creep. But at the end of the day, that character for me is a very easy skip. I was able to get 3 anniversary characters, and I still have. I'm counting Carmine as the anniversary character. I was able to get 3 characters, and I still have a good amount of gems, so I'll be set on Gloria. Admittedly, I did get lucky with Irida and Red, and Carmine to a certain extent. But yeah, basically that's it. I will be, again, I didn't do much game content, but I probably will, you know, I'll talk a little bit more when I do battle, or when I do, when I do, Champion Stadium. So look forward to my, my Champion Stadium video for, this week at anniversary. I might talk a little bit more about stuff, and yeah. That's it. Again, just bottom line, just a summary. 5th year anniversary and 5th year itself maybe wasn't the best year. They added a lot of features that, in my opinion, that were kind of pay to win, pay to play, pay to experience the feature. For 6th year anniversary, they did a lot better, in my opinion. Again, literally just to show you the uselessness of Super Awaken. Where is it? Where is it hidden? I have no idea where the item would be hidden. Where's my Super Awaken candy? Where would it be here? Oh, it would be here because this is where all my candies are. Where's my Super Awaken candy? What? Oh, I'm so confused. I finally have 1 Super Awaken candy because I literally never rolled for Pokefairs until Carmine, and so I only have 1. Okay, anyways, enough of me just hating on Super Awaken. 6th year anniversary is good. That's it. Thank you for watching. You're beautiful the way you are, and I'll catch you in the next Pokemon Master video where I'll continue yapping and you have to sit through 40 minutes of me yapping. See you guys then.